Good morning, everyone. Good evening. Good middle of the day. How's everyone doing today? All right, just some that thanks. Thanks for the at least one thumbs up or double thumbs up. All right. It's great to see everyone. So, congratulations. You made it. You all survived ACI 13. I think it's no small feat, not only to, just finish the course, right? Thank you for turning on your cameras without me asking. I really appreciate it. It's no, to be able to finish the course, to get through an entire course, first of all, is just a tremendous ripening. It's very difficult to maintain the karma necessary to even stay in a class. It's not easy. It's not an easy feat for even just a easier Buddhist class, right? you know, but then to stick around for this entire class, to stick around for all of this, you should be proud of yourselves, right? It's also, there's always this rhetoric, within people who study the foundation courses. They're always like, oh, course 13, oh, you got to get there, right? Like there's all this like negative talk about it. And I was actually talking with Roxana one day about a couple months ago, and she asked me, she said, how are you going to teach ACI 13? And I was like, I have no idea. I was like, I have no idea how to do this. I don't know how to make it how to make it relevant and how to make it useful for everybody. I started preparing like 3 months ago. Like, how is this useful? Why are we doing it? What's the bigger picture? And I think that's where we succeeded together in this, in the sense that we're always thinking about why we're doing it and then rejoicing in why we're doing it. Like, why are we doing something hard? We're not doing something hard because we have pride. Well, that's why I took ACI 13 first, because I had pride and it destroyed my pride. I was like, well, I can do the hardest course. Let me do this one first. Which is my typical modus operandi. Like, I always took the difficult courses. You know, my dad was like, why are you taking advanced honors organic chemistry when all you need is, you just need like the normal chemistry? I was going to be a doctor. And I was like, Dad, because it's cool. Right. Right. And I think that's what got me through it, as my pride was being beaten down through the first ACI course. Like, it's a beating, right? You take a beating, right? um, because I couldn't understand it. And it's funny, I don't enjoy pain, Roxana. Come on. Maybe I am a little bit of a sadist. I don't know. Masochist. I don't. Anyway, the point is, you know, like preparing today's class, I remember doing this homework the first time, and I was like, I don't even understand what's going on. I just copied the homework down, and I was like, I don't get it. I was like, maybe someday I will. And when I was going through this class, I was like, oh, okay, right. And so I think part of my goal here has been to make it enjoyable and fun and easy while it's beating you down senselessly. Right? Maybe it took your pride for a ride. Maybe you had to like succumb to realization that, wow, I have to work harder, or I don't know this, or maybe you just have the so much kawa, so much virtue. You were like, I have no idea why Tim is complaining every class. Maybe you're just like, shut up, Tim, and teach. Like, you don't have to complain about it. But I think you all should be really proud of yourselves. Like, it's it's a milestone to get, first of all, to get this far, like to go through 13 courses, right? And to stick around. Like, look, like, we have 70, we had more people stay in this course than all the other courses, right? That's really amazing, right? It's amazing that we stuck around for this. And I think it's because you understand the why, right? I think it's not about me. I'm just the entertainer, right? It's about you and your motivation. Like, why are you doing this? Why would you sit day after day on Zoom trying to solve a problem that seems very un unsolvable. Like the big question of like, how do we do something to save and take care of and commit to taking care of all living beings? Does that even mean? Like, how big is that problem, challenge, right? How big is that? You know, and the way that I like to think of it is if we have 75 warriors on this call, right? That's how you take care of all living beings. Like, it's not me, Tim, who's striving to be a bodhisattva. That's how you get arms. That's how you get your Avalokiteshvara 1,000 arms. It's not, if you understand what it means to have an arm, then you can have 1,000 arms, right? And each one of you will become teachers, and each one of you will have students. So then that the 76 times 250, 152 arms right now, right? And if each of you have 10 students, that's 1,500 plus arms, right? And that's only 10 students. What if you all teach ACI 13 and each of you have 75, 76 people in the class, right? Do the math. That's how we take care of everybody. That's how we change the world, right? Don't limit your thinking to you have to do it. There's no you that does it anyway, right? So Julia asked, how many arms do you get for this class? Your graduation, you get one more arm. You get one arm for this class. you know so I want you to, when we're going to finish next Tuesday. We're going to have our review class next Tuesday where we're going to take all of this and turn it into the seed um, to make it grow into that experience of dependent origination for you. If you already haven't had the experience, and I don't know, I don't know who you are, but to put that, to get those seeds, not only have the seeds, but to kind of create the conditions for them to kind of like start coming together, starting to like mold into this new way of seeing, a new way of, yeah, it's a new way of seeing, and how do you create that? Like, how can you push those things together? So that's what we're going to talk about next Tuesday. Like, how do we push those things together using our both wings, right? Using both the method and the wisdom, like using both compassion, love, the wish, the desire, the way it manifests that you can take care of all living beings through wisdom, and how wisdom manifests through love itself, and how they're just they're the same. It's the same thing, just different ways of looking at it, right? And if you can understand that the different ways of looking at it aren't actually different and they are the same thing, then you kind of merge those together, and then a new way of seeing can just come out, right? And you don't have to try. That's the thing. Like, I didn't say don't do your book. I didn't say don't meditate. I didn't say don't come to hours of classes, Janet. I didn't say any of those things, right? But you don't, when that experience opens for you, you don't have to try to make it open. It just will open. It'll just be in its isness, right? Like the perfect isness. There's a beauty and while it feels complex to shift the way we see something, the simplicity of that seeing is sakme, right? It's also limitless, right? So that's why we're trying to get there. And that's why you have made it through the whole course, right? And I highly suggest don't wait to do the homework. Just write down answers. I mean, that's how you learn a language. Watch me try to order a croissant, croissant, right? And do all the French noises, right? Just make noises, right? Just write it down. Doesn't matter if you understand or not. Just write something down. Do it. Don't waste the time. Don't waste your time. Start now. All right. So let's start now. So we're in class 10, as you can see here. And class 10 is about the emptiness of time. And this is deeply linked with understanding the you that you perceive when you see emptiness directly. Because if you can understand how you is you in a particular moment, and the subtle impermanence of you, the impermanence of you that is never lasting for anything but a single moment, and understand what it means to say, I'm in the present moment. Are you ever in the present moment? What is the past and what is the future? Right? And understanding the emptiness of those. Right? And understanding the kachik. In a single instant, I become, right? Who do you become in a single instant? What if you could conceive yourself in a single instant as somebody else or something else, a different being, a different type of being? In a single instance, I become the holy angel of diamond. All right. So we're talking about these three instants in time: the past, the present, and the future. All right. So let's talk about it. All right. and I'm having an annoyed moment that my present box is 2 pixels above the past and the future vertically. That's annoying. All right. I'm excused because I was sitting in the sun when the present moment box was put on. All right. Maybe there's a reason for it. Maybe I should find the special reason why I did it. Okay. So we have to understand a few things about time when it relates to the second school before we move into an analysis of this. All right. So the different schools have a different concept of what time is and what it means. Okay. So all 4 schools describe time differently. And so what we need to do here is we need to understand how the second school presents it, which is very helpful to understand dependent origination. Okay. And we're going to, by the end of the class, we're going to get into the Madhyamika presentation of time as well. And, and then you can cook it yourself. What is the reason you have the difference? Right. So in the second school says the past and the present, the past and the future do not exist. Okay. Right. The past, something that happened previously, the future, the not yet come, the not yet arrived. And so in the second school, the Seni, it's Seni Me, meaning there is no definition. There's no definition for past and future in the second school because they don't believe exist. Why doesn't the past exist? Why doesn't the future exist? Because, the past is gone. It's no longer here. And the future is not here yet. It has not yet arrived. Right? And then you're like, well, how do I think about that? Right? Like, well, I can think about the past. I know what happened this morning. I know what happened when I bought my croissant. Right? I know what I did when I got up. I know what I did when I got dressed. I know what I did, et cetera, throughout the day. I know what I did yesterday, and I know what I did the day before. And I can tell you a great story about it. Right? I can elaborate on it in excessively, unnecessarily detailed way. Right? So, but the past is not here right now. It's gone forever. I cannot go back in the past. Right? Not yet. Right? I can't get in the DeLorean and travel back to the past. Right? Maybe time travel exists. I don't know. But according to the second school, they don't exist because they don't function. They don't do anything. Because they're not doing anything right now. The past isn't doing anything, and the future isn't doing anything. Right? So just hold on to that idea. So they say in the most general terms, the past and the future does not exist, nor can it be defined in a general sense. But you sure as hell can talk about them in a specific way, relative to a specific object that exists right now. Okay. The only way you can talk about the past and the future in the second school, because they're not working things, is relative to the present, an object that's in the present moment. Okay. Does that make sense? Is everyone kind of with me so far? Ek is like, oh, maybe. Okay. Right? It's a reference point. The present moment is the reference point, is what it's saying. Okay. Like you can't, and if you think about it, if you try to logically think about it, like you're never not in the present moment. Don't go all majimik on me right now. Okay. Just listen. And like the normal way that we conceive of time, it's always from a reference point of now, right? The past only makes sense because it's the past of now, and the future only makes sense because it has yet to arrive. The end of the class is the future. The future. So when we get to the end of the class, we can say the future has arrived. But that makes no sense in that moment because it's not the future that arrived, it's the present moment. It's never not the present moment in the logic schools, right? Now is always now. There is no other now. There's a great scene in Spaceballs, if you've ever watched it. Mel Brooks film, a spoof on Star Wars. And there's a scene when they're in the merchandise shop and they buy the movie before the movie was finished. And they put the tape in, they fast forward the movie, and they start playing the movie at the same moment that they're in. Right. And so the present moment aligns with the moment in the movie. And there's this whole actually quite profound discussion about the now, like what's happening in the now, right? And when was then, and what it's hysterical, right? Rick Moranis should have won an Oscar for that role, but in my humble opinion. But I think it's like there never is not a present moment. And I'll argue, and if I want to argue from the second school point of view, I'll argue at the death. Okay. And I won't move from that point of view. But from the point of view of the now has a past relative to now, and the now has a future relative to it. So we can talk about these time periods only in relationship to the present moment. All right. So that's the first part of this, right? So now we need to define, now we can create a definition. Now we can create a definition of past, present, and future. And it's important for us to understand those definitions clearly because those definitions will then help us to get into the subtle impermanence of a seed opening in your mind. When I ask this question now, when does a seed open? Oh, well, there's 65 opening per second. Okay, so every 1/65th of a second, a seed opens, right? Okay, that sounds nice. But when is it opening? When do you have the perception that it opens? Are you perceiving it in the present? Are you perceiving it in the past? Are you perceiving it in the future? Right? If a seed opens and then you have a perception, the perception is in the present moment of a past thing. Or is the perception itself the past thing? And then the next, where is it? Where's the perception? Right? Where's the seed opening? When is the seed opening? Oh, well, I looked at some colors and shapes on the stove, some round as kind of like a roundness, and then I see a black stickness, and then I go, those two things together are a pot, and then it becomes a pot. But I never looked at the pot. What? Well, you all know this. You never looked at the pot. Why? Because you didn't look at all the parts of the pot. You looked at some parts, right? In moment one, you looked at the roundness. In moment two, you looked at the blackness of the stick. In moment three, you were like, oh, that's a stick. But you didn't look at the whole stick. You only looked at part of the stick. And then those few parts that you perceived then opened up as a pot in your mind. But when did pot open it up? Open up. Did roundness open up first and then the stick opened up? Or did pot open first and then you looked at a pot in your mind and you thought of the different parts and then you thought pot? When did you see pot? When? So this is very important, right? It's very important to understand what is happening in the relationships between present, past, and future. What is that relationship? And when you can understand the different ways they could be related, then you might find the way that they are related. Okay. The relationship. Or maybe there is relationship in the relationship, the chi of relationship, and the chedrak, the relationship of past, present, and future. The relationship as a chedrak of chis of past, present, future. Roxana's so happy she's not translating right now. Sorry, Louisa. Okay. And when you get it, it's simply beautiful. So here we go. Let's get it. Right, there's my slide for past and present don't exist. Only the present moment. Okay, here we go. The past. Let's talk about the past. And we're going to talk about it in terms of a coffee cup. And there's a little coffee cup in the upper left-hand corner. It also happens my teacup is very similar to that coffee cup. Actually, I should hold it like this, right? Does that match? Something like that. Okay, so the past, what are the two in the logic schools? There's two ways to understand what's past. What is past? Okay. And check the language. Check the language you're using. And translators, this is extremely important for you. And I know right now many of you are translating this class for the first time and you're learning it for the first time, right? And that's okay, right? And your language might do the things that I'm going to say just a little bit differently, right? So for you, make your translations provisional because you might decide later there's a better way to say it in your language that captures the essence. All right. And it's okay to change. And don't think there's the right and wrong way to say it from its own side either. Don't be a language essentialist. Total aside note. Here we go. So yes, we can define the past. Check. Okay. So the first definition of past is that by the time there is a coffee cup, okay? So by the time there's already a coffee cup in the present moment, right? The past must have already started. The past of the coffee cup must have already begun. All right. Keep your mind with me. Don't trail off right now. This is essential. The past in from the perspective, it's always from the perspective of the present. right now, right? Is that the past has already begun. It must have already begun. Otherwise, you couldn't have a coffee cup right now, right? Material causes. We talked about these already. There had to have been something that was beforehand that created the coffee cup. Doesn't come from nothing. It just doesn't poof into existence like a magic trick. Okay. So the past must have already started. And ding, it already stopped. Okay. The past moment or past moments of the coffee cup already had to have stopped. Had to have stopped. The past perfect. Okay, sorry for you nerds out there, I think. Okay. You see? So can if you conceptualize the past in this way as the past of the coffee cup in the present moment, that past moment or the past, the ongoing conceptualization of a past coffee cup must have started and it must have already stopped to get to the present moment. Don't go Majjhimika. Do not go Nagarjuna right now. Okay, please. We're in the second school. I know all of you were like, yeah, but if the past never touched the present, then there would be no present, Tim. I can hear you guys. I can hear your cut cheek. No, it's not like this. Shut up. Shut up for now. All right. And those thoughts are important, but stick with me, right? This is crucial. This could save your life. This could save the life of others too. All right. Two things. The past must have already started and it must have already stopped. Boom. Now you have the present moment. Cool. Oh, look at that. We got some fireworks. Sweet. All right. Let's go to the present moment. Of course, we can define the present moment. And there's two definitions of the present moment. Right? Okay. The first definition is that by the time of the current coffee cup, the coffee cup in the present moment, at the time of the now, the present should have already happened. The conditional pluperfect. The conditional perfect, something like that. It should have already happened. The current moment should have already happened. That's how you define the present moment. Okay. When you say the current coffee cup, you're already presuming explicitly that the present moment already has happened. Okay. Second thing that you're assuming is that by the time of the present moment coffee cup, excuse me, by the time of the present moment of the coffee cup, it should be happening simultaneously or happen simultaneous to the coffee cup. Okay. And the language is highly, highly specific. So two things are happening in the present moment. From the perspective of the coffee cup, you have to say the present moment should have already happened. Why? Because if you're describing the coffee cup of the present moment, you're not describing the coffee cup of the present moment. You're actually describing the coffee cup of the present moment that you thought you were describing in the present moment. Francisco, is Francisco here? No, it's not. Okay. So think about it. Okay. I'm actually going to change my slide right now. That's why I went off a bit. Because I don't like how I did it. I was trying to make it simple, but I don't like it that. I'm just going to say exactly what the words are so we don't get confused. Okay. So think about it. If you're describing the current moment, the current coffee cup, right? The coffee cup of now, the current coffee cup of now. The present should have already happened, right? The present should have already happened because when you're talking about it, you're already in a present moment talking about the past. Right? When I say, let's consider the current coffee cup, right? Okay, I'm thinking about the current coffee cup in moment one. Oh, the present should have happened, right? Because first thought is a current coffee cup. The second thought is the present moment. But that present moment is the next thought, is the next present moment in reference to the first one. Okay, just let that float through and you can meditate it on later. All right. And then it also, from the point of view of the present moment, the time of the coffee cup, it should happen simultaneous with the coffee cup, simultaneous to the coffee cup. Two different perspectives of the same thing. All right, moving on. Let's go to the future. We can define the future too. Let's see. What is the future? By the time of the current coffee cup, which is the present moment, which was the present moment, okay, at the time of the current coffee cup, the future is in the process of beginning, right? It's like the future is getting ready. It's like, we're the next moment. We're going to be the future. And like, they're all like, they're at the starting line in like a track race, right? Like 1 foot forward, 1 foot back, your hands on the right behind the little white line, and you're waiting for the gun to go off. Race started, right? The future is like I'm ready to go, right? Everything about the future from the point of view of the present moment is just about ready to begin. Runners, take your mark, right? Then three of them jump the line before the gun goes off, right? because they're so ready, right? Now, every single moment is like that. The future is just about to begin. Like, future, take your mark. Future, take your mark. It's like one after the other. Okay. That's the first. That's the first quality of the future. And then the future also has the quality of not having happened yet, right? The starting gun has not gone off yet, right? So we can say that the future has not happened yet, and we can say the future is just ready to begin. All right. It's always like right there. Like I should put a picture of a runner, right? Like you guys can't see my feet, right? But and like my feet are in that pose, right? Okay. So let's review. Okay. We have the past, right? The past has two qualities. The past has a quality of it has already started and it has already stopped from the point of view of the present moment. Right? Next, the present moment, from the point of view of the current object, the current coffee cup, the present should have already happened. And at the time, from the point of view of the present moment, it should be simultaneous with the coffee cup. The coffee cup I perceive right now. And from the perspective of the future from the present moment, the future is just beginning, just about to begin. And of course, it has not happened yet. Okay. All right. Those are the three definitions you need. Alona says the future will never happen. Well, when the future becomes a present moment, the future became the present moment, and the next present moment has a future. I guess. Just stay with the definitions. It's key to understand what the hell is happening when a seed opens in your mind. Right? When does a seed open in your mind? When do you perceive it? How can you perceive it? Right? And then it begs the question, which we're going to do at the end of class, where the hell do those seeds stay? The seeds from all of your past good and bad deeds, where the heck are they? Where are they? How do they travel over time? Right? I planted a seed last week. We all think this. I want a partner. I want money, whatever you want, right? You do things of generosity and you do things of helping lonely people, right? You did it last week. How does the karma of last week relate to the present moment? And how is it carried through? Have you ever thought about that? If the seed you planted last week has not yet ripened, how does it carry through the present moment into a future moment, which has not yet happened? Right? And why do you even perceive the linearity of time? Why do you go past, present, and future? Right? right? Why do you put priority on a linear timeline? Why do we put priority on a linear timeline? Like, why is it past or present or future? Why? And is that the only way you can perceive things? Then I guess there's no Buddhas, right? Because if a Buddha can see all time, past, present, and future, but time is only linear, then I guess there's no Buddhas, right? So how does a Buddha who's in the present moment perceive all times? Does a Buddha move through the present moment, and in the present moment there's always a past and a future, and they see all things, and each present moment is a succession of moments for a Buddha? Or is a Buddha in a totality of every time moment and every moment, and there is no past, present, and future? The amorphous no time, right? Just floating in no time. There is no time, right? And then and if everything is coming from seeds, how does a Buddha project time? And does a Buddha project time at all? Does a Buddha see time? Does the Buddha see that I see time, but they see time differently? Why can't a Buddha tell me when I'm going to become a Buddha if a Buddha can see all times, past, present, and future? Why can't a Buddha just show up, sit down right here, right? And say, you got it, dude, 2029, right here, right? And I'm like, yes, right? Or the Buddha goes, sorry, dude, maybe in the year, and they go, the year 12,168. That's your year, right? Okay. I don't know. Think about it. Or maybe a Buddha can see that, but they don't tell you because you misunderstand what time is in the first place. And it's your misunderstanding of time is why you can't become a Buddha. And if they answer the question, what year will you become enlightened, Tim? Is it 2029? Or is it 10,168? Or is it in 5,003,205? Right? I mean, if the Buddha came here and was like, dude, you're going to get it in 5,003,205 year, what the hell would I do with that information? Right? Like, well, should I keep going? Like, just keep trying hard, Tim. You got it. Just keep planting good seeds. You'll get there. It's predetermined, a predetermined future. Oh, then I don't have free will, Buddha. Didn't say that. Well, you just told me when I was going to get enlightened. It doesn't matter whether I teach Buddhism now or decide not to, because the decision's already pre-made. So whatever decision I come to, which I think is free will decision, doesn't matter because it wouldn't be free will at all. I like the 2029 version better. I'm striving for 2029. Okay. But think about it. Like, the whole point is to think about it. Think about what's crunchy about these questions. Like, that's why I get crunchy peanut butter. Like it takes a little bit of effort, right? Like, think about all of these questions. It's your misunderstanding of time that drives you crazy about when something is going to happen. You misunderstood time. Oh, did you think that action that you did perfectly right now created the perfect result in the next moment? Oh, I did the perfect thing today. I turned left instead of right. And then all of a sudden, I saw an angel. Oh, you think that turning left had anything to do with seeing an angel? Well, yeah, but if I turned right, I wouldn't have seen her. Really? Yeah, because she was left. She wasn't right. Oh, really? You think that? She was self existently left? What if you turned right and then you saw an angel? What if you had the karma to see an angel and didn't matter whether you turned right or left? Yeah, but that angel was over there. What difference does it make? My angel was over there. Really? My angel was over there. Yours? Your angel? Whose angel is it? Okay. All right, we're going to play a game. So excited. Got so excited. Okay. We're going to play a game where I'm going to put a statement on the screen. And what I wanted you all to take time before you respond to allow the translators to say all of it before you respond. Okay. Ready? There are three possible answers. All right. We're going to play a game. Here it comes. So excited about this game. Okay. Playing the dice game. All right. We're going to roll some dice and it's going to give us an option. All right. And you have to determine whether it's what is it a cause? Does this describe a cause? Does it describe a result? Or does it merely describe a changing thing? Okay. So here's what's going to happen. We're going to roll the dice, and there's going to be a line that appears. I will say it. Let the translators translate. Give them 5 seconds. Okay. Then give a little bit of time for the other language people listening in other languages, a time to answer, and then put the answer in the chat. I'm going to make it simple for you. All right. Cause is 1, result is 2, changing thing is 3. Okay. So if you think the answer is a cause, put 1 in the chat. If you think result is the answer, put 2. And if you think a changing thing, put 3. All right. Everyone understand the rules. All right. And if you misunderstand the rules, shouldn't play games. Okay, never mind. All right, here we go. First roll the dice. Okay, here we go. And they roll the dice. A working thing. Is it a 1 cause, 2 result, 3 changing thing? Put it in the chat. Okay. Haha. All right. Like say, for the purposes of this game, the answer is a changing thing, number 3. But some of you put 1, 2, and 3. And you might be right, but for the purposes of the rules of this game, it's a changing thing. Okay, good job. That was the warm up. That was the easy one. Here we go. Number 2. Then the second time. Okay, roll on the dice. That which is passed by the time of the coffee cup. So I underlined that which because you replaced that with a cause is passed by the time of the coffee cup. A result is passed by the time of the coffee cup. Or a changing thing is past by the time of the coffee cup? Which one is it? Looks like, I think most of you got the answer. Ding, right? A cause is past by the time of the coffee cup. Good job. Okay. The cause is gone, right? Meaning in the past. The cause is gone by the time of the coffee cup. Okay. And if you, each of these slides will answer every bit of the question in your homework. All right. These aren't in the order of your homework, by the way. I mixed them up. So at least you have to do a little bit of thinking. All right. Good job. Let's go to the next one. That which is past for a coffee cup. Okay. This is the hardest one of all of them. Okay. And if you don't understand, meditate on it. That which is past for a coffee cup. Is it a cause? The cause is gone for the coffee cup. The result is past for a coffee cup, or is it a working thing, a changing thing? Let's reveal the answer. Da-ding. It's a result. Right? What result is past for a coffee cup? Right? And this is where it gets tricky with the languages, depending on what the preposition means and all the words in the sentence mean. Okay. And if you don't get it, meditate on this one. A result is past for a coffee cup. Right? The result has passed already. Which result? A past result. Okay. Think about it. Here we go again. Something which lasts only a moment. 1, 2, or 3. Cause, result, or a changing thing. Okay. I don't see all of you participating, but that's close enough. Right? It is a changing thing, right? A changing thing lasts only for a moment. All right, here we go. Next one. Now you have to use a different word. That which is past relative to the coffee cup. That which is past relative to the coffee cup. Is it a cause is past? Is it a result? Or is it a changing thing? It's a cause. And it looks like most of you got that. I'm only seeing ones there. Good. Nice job. Here we go again. I know this is getting boring. Just stick with it. This is working your mind out. This is like you're putting the weights on and you're like, I'm getting bored doing my bench pressing. Okay, that which is approaching the past. This one's an interesting one. That which is approaching the past. Oops, sorry. That which is approaching the past. Let's have a look. That's a surprising one. A changing thing is approaching the past. Right? Think about that. The changing thing is in this moment, and it's getting close to moving into the past. Right? you might argue with me in saying that that is a cause as well. But doesn't a cause move forward, not backwards? I don't know. You got to think about it. And I like the fact that some of you thought it was a cause because it's worthy of meditating on. Here we go. This one should be straightforward. That which is future for a coffee cup. What is future for coffee cup? We have a coffee cup. What is future to it? Oh, most of you thought it was a result. A cause is a future for a coffee cup, right? The cause is looking forward into the future for a future coffee cup. Keep in mind that this is always from the perspective of the present moment. Here we go again. That which is in the process of being destroyed. Nice. Most of you got this. It's a changing thing. A changing thing is always in the process of being destroyed. It comes into existence, and in the next moment, it goes out of existence. So it's always in the process of destruction. Why isn't a cause always in the process of destruction? Because the nursing home last week. You went to the nursing home last week and you're still single AF. Okay. For all of you people understand English. Okay. All right, here we go. That which is future relative to a coffee cup. That which is future relative to a coffee cup. Now this changes the terminology a little bit. I see a mix of answers. Are we ready for the reveal? The result. Relative to the present moment, the result is future. The result is always future. All right, here we go again. That which is in process of ending. Okay. Yeah, you all got that one. It's a changing thing, right? Same, it's almost the same, it's almost synonymous with that which is in the process of destroying itself in every single moment. Okay. I think we're almost done. That which is future by the time of the coffee cup. By the time of the coffee cup, that which is future. I got a couple results. We got a couple causes. We have a couple changing things. Let's reveal the answer. The result. The result is always future by the time of the present moment of the coffee cup. Right? when you're talking about the present moment, you're in a result. All right, I think this is the last one. That which is approaching destruction. It looks like you guys got that. A changing thing, right? Think about, now this is a fun one to think about because if everything is changing instant by instant, how long is an instant? Does an instance have does an instance have a beginning and an end? It has to. What is the duration of an instant? Does distance have to have a duration? And if an instance has a duration, then the instant moment is approaching destruction, which would be ending at the end of the instant moment. But if it's an instant, how can it have duration? Hmm. Hmm. The answer kind of boils down to from its own side, sort of. Okay. It would make no sense to say it is arise and destroys at the same moment because then it wouldn't be a changing thing. If it just started and ended in the same instant, then you would never have a moment of it. You couldn't perceive a moment of it if it was arising and destroying at the same time. Then they would be the same thing. Don't worry, your mind will wrap itself around this eventually, and it will continue to make mistakes. That which has stopped. I forgot to underline that which. I believe this is the last one. And let's make the review. Oh, sorry. Haha. We're on a different topic. We're done. All right. Sorry. Sorry to get you guys all excited. I didn't make a mistake. All right. That's what that's going to take a bit for you to digest, right? You know, that's going to take a little bit. Take one of those slides and then just meditate on it. Spend 10 minutes on it. Spend 15 minutes. Like work it out. Like something that's already in the process of destruction or of being destroyed implies what? Okay. It implies there's a beginning and an end. But isn't the definition of a changing thing is a thing which lasts only but a moment? Okay. So moment by moment, it's starting in the process of destroying and destroyed, ended. Then a moment has duration. And if a moment has duration, those moments themselves can be divided into other moments. Is there a smallest moment? Is there a smallest perceptible moment? And what is that smallest perceptible moment? This is key. This is key. This is the nay. This is the key point to understand dependent origination. Because all of this mental gymnastics arrives eventually at the impossibility of what you think is going on is not what's happening. And you have to prove it to yourself logically to be able to create a direct experience of it. Right? You have to constantly, maybe with a little bit of like chutzpah, like a little bit of like, I'm going to keep doing this even if I don't want to do it today. I'm going to keep trying to unravel that my perceptions are not happening the way that I think they are happening. And even the way that I describe them is not happening that way. Like, yes, put your joyful effort on it. Just be like, whatever language motivates you. And I try to use lots of different types of colorful language to motivate you. Whatever voice in your head says, God damn it, I'm going to do it even if nobody else does. Okay. I'm going to do this. And I'm going to joyfully understand that the present moment that I thought was a present moment is equally divisible into more present moments. And I can never arrive at the present moment. And what the hell does that mean when I'm walking down the street and I decide to turn left versus turning right? And I saw an angel when I turned left. And what would have happened if I turned right? This is the key question. What is the relationship between those two things? And when you get that relationship, when you turn left, you will see an angel. And if you don't get it, you won't. Turning right would have been as equal to turning left for you. Okay. What is the relationship between these four things? That which has stopped, that which has been destroyed, that which is about to begin, and that which is, oh, come on, Tim. Sorry. Sorry, hold on. Gotta change my PowerPoint. Okay. Admins, I'm going to send you a new PowerPoint to upload. Okay. That which is stopped, that which has been destroyed, that which is in the act of beginning, and that which is about to begin. What is the relationship between all four of these in this school? You can't see. Thank you very much. What is the relationship between these four? That which is stopped, that which has been destroyed, that which is in the act of beginning, and that which is about to begin. What is the relationship between all four of these in the logic school? Natalia said they are not now. Yes, they don't exist. Right? Wah wah. Right? They don't exist. Right? And that is key to unlock dependent origination for you. All right. What's next? Don't know why that slide was duplicated. All right, here we go. Now we're going to move into a more fun topic. Crap, 15 minutes. All right. We might go over a couple minutes today. I'm sorry, but I think it's really important. All right. So what does the consequence group or section of the upper middle way have to say about the logic schools? All right. Now that you just struggled, for 10 classes on this point, what does the what does the highest school of Buddhism have to say about this? Okay. And they say that, specifically, how is it that something doesn't exist? How is it the past doesn't exist? Right. So we'll get to that picture in a second. So, first way. Okay, so the first thing that the consequence school says, right? The past coffee cup, like we're talking about today's coffee cup. Today's class is brought to you by the letter C, coffee cup. Okay. A past coffee cup is a coffee cup which has already been destroyed. Fair? Right? So here's the logic. A past coffee cup is a coffee cup that has already been destroyed. But Tim, I have a present coffee cup. True. But the past coffee cup isn't here now. The present one is here. Right? Everything changes moment by moment. Upper middle way doesn't contradict that. All right. So it's already been destroyed, correct? Yes or no? Yes. The current coffee cup is not the coffee cup of the past. The past coffee cup has been destroyed. No longer here, right? And everyone agree that the destroying of the past coffee cup must have its own causes and conditions? If something started and something ended, was there a cause that caused the destruction of the past coffee cup moment? Can we say that the past moment had a cause? The causes and conditions which destroyed it in the past moment. The coffee cup of the beginning of class is different. It's not the same coffee cup. The one at the beginning of class was hot. Now this one is lukewarm. Okay. The past coffee cup, of course, it had a cause. It had to have a cause, right? If it didn't get destroyed, then there would never have been a cause. Because if it didn't get destroyed, then it wouldn't have been a changing thing. It would have been an unchanging thing, and then it wouldn't be a coffee cup that changes, and then we wouldn't be talking about the same thing. Sorry, translators. So if you can agree that the past coffee cup is no longer here, it's already been destroyed. And if you can agree that that past moment had a cause and condition, that you have to think about this. Then it's contradictory to say that the destruction or the past thing which the destroying itself brings about, okay, the destruction or the past thing that this destroying brings about, could not have had its own causes and conditions. Okay. Because the second school is claiming that it doesn't have its own causes and conditions. That past coffee cup doesn't have its own causes and conditions. It conveniently ignores that point for a particular purpose to push you into seeing emptiness directly, but it's not correct. And you have to think about it, okay? It's like saying that the birth of the object had causes, but not the thing itself. The birth of the coffee cup had causes, but the coffee cup itself didn't have a cause. I'll say it again, then you need to meditate on it. All right. The second school conveniently ignores the fact that the thing had a cause. The destruction had a cause. Okay. The second school it basically says, well, we're just talking about the beginning and the ending of the thing, the birth and the destroying. Well, the act of birthing and the act of destroying have causes, but the coffee cup does not. Okay, you have to meditate on this. Okay, I can't say it any better than that. All right. And if you can understand the difference between the two, you can push yourself into seeing emptiness directly. Second thing, and it's related to the first, but in a different way. And then we're going to get to this picture here. Okay. It's contradictory to say the past doesn't exist if the past has an impact on the present and future. Why? Because the nursing home. Because last week you went to the nursing home to plant a seed for a partnership and you hung out with grandma or grandpa because you enjoy it, because you're helping them authentically be lonely, not because you're trying to get a partner, which would be too selfish. And this week you're still single. Or this week you turn left and met your angel. Doesn't matter. How does something that we consider having happened in the past have an influence on the present moment or the future? If you're telling me the past doesn't exist and it's not a working thing, then karma doesn't exist. And the second school is like, no, well, no, well, that's not what we're saying, right? And the higher middle way says, well, yes, that is what you're saying. All right. Now, the original event of visiting grandma, is that event destroyed? Meaning, is that event over? Has that event ended? If anyone says no, it hasn't, you're perpetually in a nursing home 100% of the time. Right? You're constantly in the nursing home. It never changed. It never ended. You're on it's Groundhog Day. Like every single day is in the nursing home visiting grandma, right? You see. So it's true that the event no longer is there, but something carries forward. Something, we call it a karmic seed, a bakchak, right? It's like making an impression, right? We always use this like you're planting the seed, right? You're making an impression in a crucial point. You're putting something in called a bakchak, right? So something was created from that moment that carries with you in some particular way and then ripens in the future. So the past is a working thing because otherwise then there would be no justice. Then there would be no reason to go to the nursing home. You could just eat a banana and it would cause a partner. You see? Or you believe that eating the banana is because you were wanting a banana smoothie that was to the left and you turned left and then you met your angel and you thought that the banana smoothie was the cause of seeing the angel because you wanted it the moment before. Then you misunderstood the banana smoothie as well. Okay. You see, so, and then the reason I chose this picture this way is very, very important, is that I'm saying it's making an impression somewhere, right? In my hand, right? I'm putting the seed in my mind. This is how we teach the pen, right? How do I get more pens? I need to give away pens. I need to, I have to work on my, good communication skills, right? Someone who's a good communicator will probably have a billion pens around them because it's just ripening in their environment that they have things to communicate with if they write, you see. But the reason I'm not touching in this picture, and I loved that AI refused 3 times to have the finger touching the palm. It flat out refused. It was hysterical. I was like, no, great picture, AI. Love you. Now just have that index finger touching the palm. And AI said syntax error. Well, AI said, what did he say or she say? I'm having trouble. I ran into some issues generating the image again. I'm not sure what's causing the problem, but if you'd like, you can try rewording your request or tweaking the concept slightly, and I'll do my best to create it for you. Let me know how you'd like to adjust it. Exclamation point, smiley face emoji. Right? And I was like, the first time I didn't get it, I was like, I kept trying different ways of saying it. And then I was like, oh, it's trying to tell me something, right? Where's the seed? That's what you ask yourself. You ask yourself where the seed is. Okay. Where is the seed that I planted? Where is it? Right? I went to the nursing home and then I turned left and then I met my angel. Right? How did that seed carry with me? How did it carry from the past into the present, ripening in a certain way? And then, how did that seed ripen? And better yet, where did it stay? Where does it live? Does it live in your aura? You just have all these seeds floating around you, right? Where does it live? Oh, it lives in your mental stream. Oh, so it lives in a place of your mind going forward, right? Or it's a place, right? Or maybe you're in the mind only school. Right? And you're thinking, what's in the kunchi? It's in that 7th special consciousness called the kunchi, foundation consciousness. Right? Oh, it's in your little heart chakra, in your indestructible drop. It's there. The size of a pin. Just right there. Just right there. There it is. Gazillions of little tiny seeds hanging out there. Right? And that's how they carry with you. Or maybe in the Abhidharma, they say, well, they just carry with you in your 5 heaps, the parts of you. Bungbos, right? Your 5 heaps, 5 heaps. That's where they are. Right? Where do they get stored? Where are they? Because you think they're being stored somewhere, right? Of course you do. I mean, they have to go somewhere. I went to the nursing home and then I turned left and there she was, or there he was. Whomever it is, there they were. There they was. Okay. But how did that seed carry through in the mental stream of you, in the kunchi, in your 5 heaps? Well, if you pay attention in mixed nuts, we went through all of these arguments over and over and over and over again, right? You can go through Sugeng's book. We talked about this, I don't know, 6 months ago, right? Like, how does, like, if you get reborn in the formless realm, how does the seeds for form continue on in your next life after the formless realm if you don't even have a body? Right. And you're like, well, then they get all shoved into the consciousness heap until you have a body again, and then they get spread out again, like dropping a bag of mustard seeds on the ground. Right. Try to clean up a whole bunch of mustard seeds, you'll find them for 10 years. And when you do a ley rung, you use mustard seeds to purify the house, and you will find mustard seeds for 10 years. Right. Okay. Is that what it's like? Maybe it's something more like this. Okay. Here's you projecting you, right? The credits of you, right? And the seeds are stored in the projection of you. What? You is a projection of your karmic potentials constantly. You, meaning you and your parts, you and your world, is the projection, and the seeds are carried, the karmic potentials are, quote, stored in the projection of, quote, you, the you that you think is there. Okay. Well, Tim, if I don't see an apple, how could there be a potential for an apple? I don't know. Pick up a pen and put it in your mouth and tell me what potential means then. And then you can understand what this means, how the you carries the karmic potentials with you through time, from the past to the present to the future. And this is also why it's possible to purify to a place where if you had to purify every single seed equally, you would never purify them. You would never purify all of your negative seeds. It'd be impossible because karma grows. Then you have to ask the question, what are you purifying? And that, my friends, is the end of class 13, course 13. Now, there is one homework question I didn't cover, and I did it on purpose because I would like us to leave something for next time, so that we can keep going, right? We still have a lot to do. So we're going to start course 14 with the final question of course 13. Okay. As a promise that we can still be together. Right. So thank you all for joining. We do have a review class on Tuesday of next week. It's a 2-hour class, and we're going to go deep into the causes for seeing to generate that experience of dependent origination. And please invite your friends. Please send this out. This is a very, very powerful class. It's rarely taught, and it has, the seeds to even bring somebody to this class on Tuesday might be the seed that you need to push yourself over that edge. Okay. So yeah, next Tuesday, don't forget to come. Invite all of your friends. Get this out in Telegram. It's a very, very deep teaching we're going to go into on Tuesday. So again, thank you all for joining. Thank you for sticking around, and don't forget to rejoice. Thank you, translators. I know this was difficult for you. Thanks to the tech team, and thanks to everyone who records and makes it possible. Yeah, stick around. In 25 minutes, we will continue with Lam Rim. And conveniently, the Lam Rim, where we are today for the final class of this term, we're going to talk about the four schools and their view of emptiness. There's a weird correlation that's going on between the classes that we're experiencing, and it's very bizarre how they overlap with each other. So if you'd like to stick around and understand the gotcha and the emptiness of each of the different schools, the 6 different flavors of emptiness, we'll be back in 25 minutes. And if you have to go, hopefully we'll see you next Tuesday. So please say goodbye to each other and wish each other a great journey, and we'll see you next week.
Gracias, team. Adios.
Goodbye, everyone. Thank
Bye.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you for being here.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you,
Bye.
everyone.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Love you all, everybody, through time, space,
Thank
past,
you.
present,
Thank you so
future.
much. Thank you.
Thank you so
谢
much,
谢老
teacher
师。
team. Please stay.
See.
All right. Have a nice break, everyone.